I run with killers, they vicious, got semis and Dracos. They come and get you, my nigga, no talking the case closed. I am the general nigga, they move when I say so. Don't need no mask when they shoot, there's no witness, they face show. They know I'm with it, they know I'ma get it. They know ain't no switching, so if you in it, then nigga you in. No matter the sentence, shit if I did it, then nigga I did it. Just give me my sentence now that we winning. They look at us different, cause nigga we different. Never change on a day one, hold my own when the day come. Long nights on the back streets, still serving A1. Strapping the North Face, still fighting the court case. Won't let them extort me, and fuck what the court say. We here to win, but live in a place where losing acceptable. That's unacceptable. You don't wanna win, you ain't respectable. This what we expect of you. No pain, no gain, buck shots, no aim, get caught, no name. This is the life of a real, the life of a real, the life of a real, the life. This is the life of a real, life of a real, life of a real. This is the life of a real, life of a real. This is the life of a real one, life of a real one. Prepping for the drop off, hard first then we drops off. Funny shit to get you knocked off. It's simple, my nigga. If you ain't collecting no bills in this bitch, you do not call. No fake shit. It's okay if the shit you can't relate with. I know niggas in the pen you can gladly trade your place with. Where they giving $150s, no money, it's a facelift. I don't glorify, shit is horrifying. I ain't come to endorse the violence. All I hear is a faint voice in silence. I've been married to the streets, can't divorce my bride. Yeah, I want to, and of course I try, but she fucked me real good and she stroked my pride. And she the only other one to calm the voice inside. I ain't never been forced to make a choice, I ride. Real truth shit. One gun, 5 niggas in the whip. Who gon' shoot, bitch? Niggas faking like they shoot shit. Till the time really come and they freeze and won't shoot shit. Clearly jumped off the porch and can't move shit. Dumb nigga better watch who you move with. Yeah, only win with who you lose with. Yeah, only do it if you choose it. Yeah, don't buy a gun if you won't use it. Buy your ass a vest instead of hoes, you get bruises. Instead of life for a body, you can use it. No games where I'm at, you either use it or you useless. Yeah, I took a break, now I'm right back. I give them truth, no slice facts. Yeah, truth hurts, this a light slap. Better off than finding out later from a bright clap. This is the life of a real, life of a real, life of a real, life of a real. This is the life of a real, life of a real, life of a real. This is the life of a real, life of a real, life of a real. This is the life of a real one, life of a real one, life of a real one.
Yeah. Hiphopcitizen live stream. Welcome to another edition of your favorite social media magazine. David Simons in Brooklyn. What's up, baby?
Straight like that.
Yes, you know it. Man, it feels fresh to see a new intro, huh? Woo, Dialect 718. What up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
Yo, and excited to be here, man. I tell you, Texas, man. Woo. Look. First things first, man. Let me give a big shout out to all my fellow Texans out there. If you guys are surviving, hang in there. I know water is tight. Electricity may be tight. I'm with you there. Big shout out to you. And if you're joining us, man, thank you and welcome to the show. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Hiphopcitizen live stream.
Shout out to Texas for real.
With that.
Okay, so what we got? Birthdays, anniversaries?
Let's go.
Welcome to the Friday Night Live show.
There we go, baby.
Let me get.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let's shout out XL.
Oh yeah,
XL, the real one.
Yeah, the real ones. Life of the real ones, baby. You know who you are.
We got to reach out. I would love to interview him because in the beginning, I got such a Maybach music feel, and then it switched up. He got a little fancy on me with the lyrics at the end.
Oh yeah. That was brought to us by A7, Architect 7. That's in memory of Architect 7, man. Had a really good interview with XL, the truth, man. So I thought we intro with that up with XL.
When was that interview? I missed it.
You got to talk with A7, man. Well, you at A7. A7 got that one. Maybe we'll get with A7, see if we can get that re-released.
Yeah, I'll have them to the Friday Night Live show and let's do it again.
Or better yet, XL. I know you out there, 20, 30,000 followers. Hit us up, man. We need you on the show, bro. Love to have you.
That's what's up. Dropping hits like that.
You know it. All right, we're gonna get into the anniversaries, or
Dialect. I guess he must be
getting
it all in order.
There it is.
Yeah, man. All right, so let me jump into hip hop birthdays.
Go.
Change that screen real quick.
You got it.
All right, so birthday we have is Farnsworth Bentley. Celebrates a birthday. For y'all hip hop fans, y'all remember back in the day when P. Diddy had a homeboy was like following him around like as his personal assistant / butler and umbrella holder. So shout out to him. He also played a major role in the first Making the Band. I don't know if you guys watched that show, but he was on that. Next birthday. What's that?
I said I haven't seen him since. What's he been up to lately, I wonder? I thought he'd be like a major entrepreneur by now if you watched the show.
I didn't want to say nothing, but I didn't even think he was worthy of a mention.
Yo, he did have a song out back in the day with Kanye, Andre 3000.
Oh, yes, that's correct.
For everybody. You know what I'm saying? It shit was pretty cool, man. It had that little smooth vibe going to it. You know,
and he did that dance step when I'm gonna make you groove with
I like with Big Boy.
Yes, thank you. I like the way you move. Thank you, Dialect.
that was a good joint. Yeah, the next birthday we have, man. I know David Simon knows who this is. This is a Brooklyn legend right here. J. Rue the Damager out of East New York celebrates a birthday this week.
He told me I played myself early in life.
What's that?
He said you played yourself early in life. He was telling people. You don't remember that song?
Yeah, I remember that song. That was on the second album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was on the first one.
Nah, that was on the one when he had that joint when he's like, "My name ain't Puff, I ain't got loot to waste."
Right.
Yeah, that was the second album. But yeah, you know, he came up with the whole Gangstar crew. He was on the early Gangstar albums with I believe the members of the group Home. You know what I'm saying? And then when he put out his solo album, I think it was called, I forgot the name of it, man. It slips me right now, but definitely a hip hop classic. Go ahead.
Which album was You Can't Stop the Prophet?
It was the first album. The first album.
Okay. That was my favorite.
The name slips me right now, but that one had Come Clean, where Primo flipped the sample of the water being dropped from me.
Woo!
You know, with the honest sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yes, it was.
And the funny thing, you know, back when I first heard that joint on I first heard that joint on Stretch Armstrong and Bobito. Never knew how to do the look, but definitely when that song came out, man, I was like, man, this shit is a hit right here. But yeah, man, shout out to J. Rue. Happy birthday.
And how old is he?
My favorite line for Ja Rule on the Wu-Tang Saga. What's the alphabet of the day?
I think Dialect is frozen.
Uh-oh.
I got to look up J. Rue's birthday. Because, you know, with Prince Marky D dying, you know, at 54, we got to say these guys' ages. I mean, we may not have them for long.
Right. No doubt about it. You know, and coming on the second year, some of these guys I should almost know.
Right. Absolutely.
But yeah, no doubt about it, man. You talk about celebrating flowers while you have them. It's very important because some of our stars are here today and gone tomorrow. I don't know what's going on there with Dialect. We'll try to see what's going on. I know the East Coast. Are you guys getting hit with the storm yet? Is that what's going on out there on the East?
Oh man, it's wreaking havoc, bro. It hasn't stopped.
Okay, yeah. So we're in the process of climbing into 70-degree weather out here in the South, and so the snow is just about melted away, but still got leaks out there. So I'm not going to make any suppositions or not, but I'm not sure if some of us are having the weather issues there.
But you're lucky because you got electricity, right?
Yeah, our electric just came on just yesterday, so we're still getting used and throwing out some of the stuff that may have spoiled, and yeah, our electric just came on yesterday.
God bless. J.Ru the Damager is 48 years old.
48 years young. All right, that's good because wow, and I didn't realize he was just wow. He's only 40.
I think he's lying about his age.
Yeah, something's not right about that. He's not. Yeah.
I think J.Ru is active on his Wikipedia because he's correcting everything on there.
That is definitely. I don't buy it that he's 46.
48.
48. Yeah. No,
they say he's born February 14th, 1972.
I ain't buying it. There's no.
Neither am I. I would add maybe 4 years on that. I would say 52 would probably be where I'm at.
I don't know, but speaking of anniversaries, I don't want to get too far ahead of anything, but you talk about 46 for J.Ru the Damager and giving flowers what else. Pop Smoke had a mature voice just like J.Ru the Damager.
Yes, and he was only 20 years old.
Yeah, so it's possible J.Ru just had one of those older voices and it was a young guy, just as Pop Smoke was.
But what we're saying is his album would have came out about 92, maybe. Let me check.
No, well, depends on which album, right? That say what you want to get what? I think that was more like 95-ish or something. Well, you might have been right. It might be 92.3.
Well, they saying years active. 1996 was his first time rapping. Okay, 1992 was Daily Operations. That's where he was on a track with J.Ru. Gangstar. And then it was Come Clean, which was produced by DJ Premier, which Dialect just mentioned.
Yeah.
Also in 1992.
Uh-huh.
But The Sun Rises in the East was released in 1994. So that would have made him about 22 years old.
Big shout out to J.Ru the Damager, nonetheless. Like I said, I didn't, outside the island, I wasn't really feeling J.Ru as much, except for that, except for that one hit that I mentioned, that crazy beat that they just rocked every club in the nation and perhaps the world. But I wasn't really feeling J.Ru that much. You
didn't like You Want to Front One? Jump up and get beat.
That was the only one. That's what I'm saying. That beat,
okay. Pressure luck getting up. Yes, that was mine. That's mine. Where's Dialect with the lyrics?
Yeah, that was only one. Yeah, that's the one I remember, anyways.
I like that.
Welcome back, Dialect 718, brother.
Yeah, what's going on, man? I was just having some internet issues, man, for the first time. So, you guys hear me well? Am I showing up good? My audio coming in on time?
It's a go. And we figured out J.Ru the Damager is 48 years old according to his Wikipedia. But I'm adding 4 years to that to make him 52, which would have made him. But we realized his first album came out in 1994. That would have made him 22 years old.
Wow.
So he could have been that way, that age.
Yeah, it was a different time because I feel like back then everybody was so strong on lyricism that, when you get older now and you look at when these rappers pass away or you look up their birthdays, you be like, damn, like Nas was only like 2 years older than me.
Right.
But when we were kids, we thought like Nas was like a grown man in his 20s. Well, a lot of these guys came out at a young age. The only one I think that was old was probably Guru and Ice-T, because Ice-T has a birthday this week and he was much older. He was probably like my parents' age.
You think no, wait a minute. It was 40 years ago when he came out. So 60 years old, he was in his 20s, definitely. He wasn't in his 30s.
Who's that?
Ice-T.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely, man. Then J.Ru had that grown voice, man. And he had those complex lyrics. He had a slow flow, but it worked on those Primo beats. Primo has those high energy beats, but J.Ru had that laid back, dirty, rotten scoundrel sound.
Dirty.
Yeah, it just worked out perfectly, man. Like you mentioned, Can't Stop the Prophet. that was like a legendary song, man. I mean, just the use of metaphors and the creativeness of the video.
Absolutely.
So too, you know, it was like our first hip hop comic book style video.
Right.
You know, and J. Rule was ahead of his time too, man. Because like, you know, a lot of these rappers that they give credit to now for saying they're quote unquote woke or they're super lyrical, it was like back in the early 90s, that was the norm. You know, so yeah, shout out to J. Rule. Next,
well, just one comment further to just close out this situation. But look at him; he looked 30 there.
Right.
Yeah, and he had to be like 22 right here. Like that's
Right.
that's like a full beard. I didn't get a full beard like that. Not even now.
I make comparisons.
That's a full. That's like that beard is bigger than my dad's. You know what I'm saying? And dude is like 20, 22 in this.
Crazy.
Wow, man. But yeah, shout out to J. Rule. Next birthday we have Brian Williams, aka Birdman, aka Baby, celebrates a birthday. Believe he turns 50 this week.
And he showed his body, and then 2 days later, his girl showed her body. I don't know if they're still together, but yes, Toni Braxton was looking very delicious in her bikini, and he was showing his. I don't know. Was it man-made or was it doctor created?
I don't know, man. But that relationship is one of those relationships that caught me off guard, like Nick Cannon, Mariah Carey, Michael Jackson, Priscilla Presley. You know, that's one of those relationships, man. But
wait a minute, he's done with Keisha? I thought it was. I can't keep up. I thought it was Keisha Cole.
Now Keisha Cole is dating like a young cat. She's like robbing the cradle allegedly. No, she is. She has a younger gentleman, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, she's with a guy. I think she was with him when he was like late teens or something like that. I mean, of legal age.
Oh, okay, good. That's the only thing that matters.
And I believe they have a child together too.
Really? Oh,
yeah. And Birdman, yeah, I didn't know he was dealing with Keisha Cole, but I think he's with Toni Braxton now, according to David Simon.
No. I said I don't know if they're still together, but I noticed that on Monday or Tuesday he was showing his frame, his physique, and on Wednesday or Thursday she was showing hers, and I just thought that was kind of interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, but just to talk about Birdman's history in hip hop, man. I mean, at the time, the biggest artist and the biggest crew coming out of New Orleans was No Limit, Master P's label, where he employed his brothers and a plethora of MCs, including Fiend, Mia X, with the most outlandish album covers. And then out of nowhere comes somebody who kind of takes a similar formula with fewer artists, and they came out with Cash Money Records, which consisted of the Hot Boys, which was Juvenile, Young Turk, BG, and the biggest artist, Lil Wayne. And they pretty much built their whole label with those four artists in the early days. And, it worked out, man. And I think they said they were more of had the original New Orleans sound. It was more of that sound with the 808 drums that Manny Fresh was producing. And their career just took off after that, So I respect Birdman and his brother, I believe his name is Slim, for creating that label. What are your guys' notable memories of Birdman since he's been in the game?
Put some respect on my name.
Of course, that goes without saying. But in reality, what they did was the smart thing that Cash Money did was they kind of gravitated towards a Miami sound and a Atlanta sound more than they just that original New Orleans sound. Master P kept that same old what do they call them? Drill masters type of beat style, where it's always those southern HBCUs down there, and they do the what is that called? That competition?
Oh, like those big band competitions?
Yeah, where like a drumline type of thing, and what Baby and Manny Fresh did was they came a little more East Coast with their sound.
So?
Yeah, absolutely. They were spending a lot of time in New York, They were spending a lot of time in Miami. They weren't all just planted in New Orleans like P is.
Well, remember, Hurricane Katrina came through and pretty much wiped out all of New Orleans around that time, and they all got misplaced. That's when they all migrated to Miami. That was their adopted home after Katrina hit.
I think Katrina came a couple years after Hot Boys and Cash Money came to their rise. I think they were pretty big before Katrina even hit.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying when they moved to Miami after that. Yeah, Miami was post Katrina, as John Hart was saying.
Yeah. But definitely, man, shout out to Micah and John in the chat room. But yeah, my most notable memory of Baby, man, will have to be when he did that solo joint and he did that song with the Neptunes and the Clips. What happened to that boy? What happened to that boy? And I remember the video, man, when they came to the neighborhood in New Orleans and I think the pigeons were flying in the street. And he was like, that's the bird call, man, so they can know I'm coming. Pause. But I was like, I just thought, man, he was one of those few CEOs I thought that becoming a businessman to a rapper, he actually did it pretty well too.
Yeah.
Now to question that scene there, was that before Denzel Washington's movie Training Day or after? It was before.
It had to be after.
Yeah,
I think that's where he got the idea from.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. What was the origin, or who was the origin of that? Okay.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the creator of that. What happened to that boy? I thought that shit was genius, man.
I was gonna do it, but I said no. I'm not gonna even take that risk. I'm glad you took the risk, Dialect.
I didn't know if it was gonna come across good, but it pause again.
But speaking of pausing,
it's horrible.
Speaking of pausing and Birdman, and birds in general, the other memory that I have of Birdman is them kissing Lil Wayne on the lips.
There you go with the TMZ nonsense, the Wendy Williams.
Hey man, that's what I remember of Birdman.
There you go with your Richard Bay, Jerry Springer antics. There you go.
Richard Bay. Now there's a name that was pulled out of the way back of the closet.
I'm not a big fan of you, Dialect, but one day I will be, brother.
Morton Downey Jr., Geraldo Rivera chair throwing tactics that you got.
So I am understanding what you're saying here is that you believe, Dialect, that it's a conspiracy theory that the kiss never occurred, the picture never happened.
I just think when people do questionable things in their life, I just feel like when you're talking about somebody, it's good to bring up the controversial stuff, but I think it was so minor in his career that it's not even worth bringing up. That's how I feel.
I'm trying to get clear. Do you believe the picture happened?
I can't say yay or nay. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there. I know pictures can be doctored.
Okay.
If I wasn't there, I can't say, but I respect Birdman. I respect his hustle. And, I'm happy to see any young brothers from the hood that come up out the hood and make millions of dollars, you know what I'm saying? And make other people millionaires too. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to also include Drake in the mix. You got to also include Nicki Minaj. Because if Cash Money was a pyramid scheme, Birdman will be the top of that pyramid.
Him and his brother Slim. You're absolutely right.
Brother Slim. So shout out to Birdman. Next birthday we have. This is a new artist. Megan Thee Stallion celebrates the birthday. I have to say that I am a fan.
Really?
I am a fan.
Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy.
Yeah, you gotta turn up your volume, Don Juan.
Yeah. I went out, so I gotta figure something out here. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, but I'm a fan because I feel like she puts a little effort into her lyrics.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think she is selling her sex appeal and everything like that.
Yeah,
I feel as a lyricist. Ooh, Micah, man, Micah's harsh, man.
I agree with Micah, man. Look, shout out to my Texas homie. You know what I'm saying, but I'm not feeling the yada yada. All I can imagine is her just twerking and singing that shit in the studio, just in the studio with a mic, yada yada yada, looking behind her.
I like the one with Beyonce. I even like the one with Cardi B. I'm not feeling yada 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 yada.
I'm not feeling yada yada yada. That stuff is, oh man, that's a turn channel quick.
Yo, maybe you want to listen to Lottie Dottie.
With the exception of Humpback Chunk, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling the new female artist that's coming out right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Megan, Cardi B. I just feel like they're more lyrically driven. Cash Doll, who I'm a big fan of. I feel like they're doing that braggadocious flossy rap like rappers were doing in the mid 90s, like the Cool G raps, the Nas's. You know, they're coming with that heat, man. I mean, I feel like her stuff is a little too sexualized for me, but I appreciate the fact that she tries to flow. She's not doing the basic cat and hat rap. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to drop a little bars in there, a little bit of metaphors. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I don't know. No favorable lines on yada, 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 yada. I don't know what else she's saying on that. What else does she say on that?
Hey, man, I got a question. Who sold more records? Megan Thee Stallion or the dudes you played in the beginning of the show?
No, that's not it. That's not what we're talking about here.
Independent artists are the future. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt about it. The artists that we played at the beginning will definitely outsell a Megan Thee Stallion's yada, yada, yada. She just has a machine behind her. Look, you want to talk about independent artists versus your corporate artists? Come on. Megan Thee Stallion's a corporate artist. We play independent artists here on Hiphopcitizen.
Again, I'm not confused on the joint. I'm just saying, Adi 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 Body is just not one of my favorites. I like what Megan done up until that.
Correct.
And hopefully after.
Yada, yada,
Even some of your favorite rappers, you don't like all their songs.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, so, but absolutely I'm saying, her as an artist, managing her career, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with controversy too and still bouncing back. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. I respect her hustle. I respect her grind. I even respect her grind as a businesswoman. She had one deal going on. She saw a better opportunity and she jumped on that. You know,
let me tell you something. She's absolutely canceled Tory Lanez. You don't hear Tory Lanez music on no radio station.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that's one of her accomplishments.
And I think early male pattern baldness canceled Tory Lanez hairline too.
I saw that. Yeah.
I'm saying to myself, damn, here I am in my 40s. You know what I'm saying? I got like a little receding hairline, and so I shaved my head. But no, I mean, I ain't gonna clown him. Hey, but yeah, man. Yeah, man, shout out to Megan. What you guys say, Don Juan?
No, I was gonna say at least I made it through my 20s, man, before my shit fell back.
Yeah. I mean, 20s, I had 360 waves, man, and that's a fact. I had 360 waves, man. Waves was spinning, man. Every time I heard lines about waves, I could relate. I had waves, matter of fact, up until 2018, man. And I moved to Georgia. I just had to cut them out.
Hey, you see the beard waves is the wave now. You gotta have a beard wave.
Huh? Yeah, man.
You've seen a beard wave.
Yeah, shout out to my man Castro of the Delgados, man. He inspired me to darken up my beard, you know. I was like, I had to step my beard game up.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I got it.
Shout out to Castro and Little D.
Pause. Next birthday, we got his hip hop. I guess you could call him a pioneer of the gangster rap sound. Ice-T celebrates a birthday, and like I mentioned, you know, I don't like saying people's ages, but Ice-T would turn. He turned 63 this week. This is one of the elder statesmen of hip hop, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
Ice-T's proud of his age.
Yeah, I mean, because think about it, he's about the same age as some of the hip hop pioneers from New York.
Yeah.
The Melly Mel's, the Chuck D's, you know, if not older than them.
Yo, shout out to Coco for keeping Ice-T young.
Mm.
You know, one of the things I saw today on I think it was a VH1 or maybe it was an FX special. They were talking about hip hop, and Ice-T slid in there and he was talking about when he first fell in love with hip hop, and he was talking about Rapper's Delight. And something I didn't know about, maybe you guys know this, but I didn't know this. Ice-T was in the army. I thought he was a gangster. Have you heard that? Ice-T served in the army?
I heard he went into this service to avoid some jail time.
Really? All right. So I found that fascinating. I heard that and my head turned. So what? Ice-T was in the military?
And also Ice-T is one of those rappers like Tupac Shakur. He grew up on both coasts. You know what I'm saying? Early years he was in the Newark, New Jersey area. Then his later years and like at his childhood, he grew up in I guess the South Central area of Los Angeles.
Oakland.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, shout out to Ice-T, man. But like, I have to say, man, I think this is a consistent artist. You know, his earlier days, man. He didn't want to be a rapper, I think it was, but you know, he's a hustler, and he saw money in the hip hop game, so he jumped into it, and I think he did it well. And he was one of the first rappers to capitalize off of the rapper turn actor thing.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Ice-T's Oh, go ahead, Don.
No, I was saying, I was shocked to see him. I think was it Beach Street or something? He looked so young. He looks like he was maybe 17 or 18.
Yeah.
Breaking.
Breaking. Yeah, there it is. Thank you, David.
Where Ice-T was a real gangster, wasn't just in the rap business. He was a real certified pimp. Now he spit some of them pimp game jewels in that. What was that movie with all those pimps in it? Do you guys remember?
Oh, Pimps Up, Hoes Down.
Thank you. Exactly. That was Ice-T's real introduction to me, and to be honest with you.
Yeah, man. I mean, and just to like compliment his acting skills, I think one of his first major roles was in New Jack City. Then he had so much diverse roles. I don't know if you remember this movie he did. I think it was with Rutger Hauer when he was a homeless man and he took him out to the woods. And then
they tried to kill him. They tried a remake to that.
I was like, yo, for a rapper to do a movie like that, that's some G shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he got hurt a little bit with the Lori Petty movie.
What was that?
Where Tank, I think it was called.
Oh, Tank Girl?
Yes.
Where he was just like some type of a hybrid human / rabbit or something like that.
It was crazy.
But according to Ice-T, it was a check, so he won. He got a check out of it.
I'm not mad. I'm just saying he got a little hurt out there.
And then too, he was one of the biggest selling artists on Warner Brothers, and he had a big controversial song called "Cop Killer" because I think he also went to heavy metal, and he had a group called Body Count, and one of the songs they released was "Cop Killer," and that kind of like set that whole censorship thing in motion. And you know, Warner Brothers, of course, they had to make a lot of changes. I think they dropped Cool G Rap off of Warner Brothers because of that. Yeah, and then but it's funny now. Ice-T plays a cop on SVU. I just seen him save Olivia Benson the other night. I was scrolling through the channel. She was about to get shot, and here comes Ice Cube taking her out the way. I was like, look at this guy, man.
You know, that show's been on like 21 years, and maybe even longer, maybe even 25 years. Listen, and Ice-T only missed one season.
That's right.
And it never gets boring, man. It never gets boring.
My favorite, there was a comedian, I can't think of it, was it David Chappelle or maybe it was Kevin Hart? They mentioned that Ice-T had those one-liners like, yeah, there's a detective.
Yeah, that was Mike Epps. Mike Epps be like, man, Ice-T been on that show, ain't got but one line in the show. He go in there, look over the guy, and be like, yeah, he dead. Yeah,
Good commercial.
He like, yeah, he dead. Toom toom.
Right, I watched the episode and that's so true, actually.
They be like,
New
anybody?
Jack City made Ice-T. I agree.
They be like, anybody know anything about the suspect? Yeah, you know, he lives up on 125th in Harlem, you know, right around the corner from the train station. That's all he does. He does those little one-liners, you know, he doesn't deal with any major cases.
That's hilarious.
But yo, it's a check. It's a check.
That's right.
It's a check.
Show up.
Steady check.
Got your line before recording.
Yeah, shout out to Ice-T. Next rapper we have celebrating a birthday. I'm gonna let you guys take this. You know who this is?
Lupe Fiasco.
Yes, it was Lupe.
Lupe Fiasco, man.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, first time I heard Lupe, man, of course, was on Kanye West's album, and I believe the song was "Touch the Sky."
Oh, that was before Kick Push. That was before Kick Push.
I believe so.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And favorite scene in that video was when Tracy Ellis Ross.
Oh yeah.
You know, she did the little scene where she was like, "You want a white girl?"
Yeah.
And she turned around. I was like, okay, it's a dope video. Yeah, man. Shout out to Lupe, man. I remember he came out with Kick Push, man. I thought he was a dope MC, man. I liked him.
Yeah, that was hard. I didn't know he was talking about skating though, but you know, the song was hard.
Yeah, it was cool.
He was all right. I'm not mad at him. I think what's the name did much better, more off of Kanye West than anyone. That's Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi, interesting guy, Kid Cudi. Yeah, shout out to Lupe Fiasco out of Chicago. Next rapper that celebrates a birthday, Aguilar, aka Adolf the Assassin, celebrates a birthday from out of Brownsville, Brooklyn. Didn't know he was from Brownsville when he first came out.
What's his name?
Aguilar, aka Adolf the Assassin, and he had a song back in his first single was Ghetto Girls back in like the midnight.
Ghetto Girls.
Yeah. All the ladies looking fly with their hair done and their nails done. Adolf the Assassin is represented.
You know, go ahead, Dialect.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, I mean, I thought his stuff was interesting. Then he had the joint he did with Mr. Cheeks. Take a sip of the peach cognac. Chicken heads nowadays just don't know how to act. You guys remember that one?
Mm-mm.
I weren't familiar with none of that. I most remember Asan the Assassin for beefing with West Side Gun. They had a pretty a public beef. That's where I remember him from.
There you go with the Wendy Williams stuff again.
Hey man, and the people need to know that's what he's famous for.
Nope. You remember Onyx song Last Days?
Yes.
He ghost produced a lot of songs. That was his production. Of course, Phaedro Starr took credit for it, but he was the guy back there making a lot of beats that you guys don't know about. And he's one of the guys responsible for helping Sean Price take off his solo career. Because a lot of people didn't know he was from Brownsville and grew up with Sean Price. So when Sean Price wanted to go solo and come out in the underground, he started coming out with Aguilar back in the days. Yeah, man. So he did his thing. Then he also did some work with Dipset. He was down with the Purple City Bird Gang.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was. It was him, Shice Bud, and Uncasa. And he also produced a lot of songs for them too as well. So this guy's well known, way before there was a West Side Gun. When West Side Gun was in Buffalo, doing whatever they did in Buffalo back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Adolph the Assassin was putting in work, man.
Yeah. That was pretty interesting.
Now tell me more about the beef that you know so much about.
Well, just where you left off. From what I recall, again, I was a big fan of the Griselda gang going around 2017. I think that's where the beef really took off, around 2017. But the beef resulted over, like you said, I think the Assassin was on top at one point, and he dissed the young Griselda gang as they were in the studio in Buffalo. They were coming up. Griselda was not known at the time. Assassin was. He was in the studio, and there was a diss that happened. They wanted to do a collab, and it didn't go through or something like that. And fast forward, Westside is on top now. And then they said the Assassin was hating on him. And I don't know the beef, but they seem to have squashed it, I hope.
Yeah, because Conway, he said, yo, man, because somebody asked him a question like, what do you think about guys that beef with you? Makami, Aguilar. He said, yo, man, shout out to Aguilar. Shout out to Makami. We just all make money.
There you go.
Beef was ended after that. Simple as that. It was much to do about nothing.
I didn't say Clyde, though, to believe it.
Well, now that I know he was beefing with those guys, I like Aguilar a little bit better.
Yeah, man. I like, been listening because I'm a big underground fan, and I've been listening to him for a couple of years, like a lot of his underground stuff. A big song that he had of mine was that I have in mind is the joint he did called Cookie Monster, where he raps like the Cookie Monster, and he samples the Sesame Street beat.
No, I don't think I can. I remember that.
Dope song. You need to check it out, man.
Oh, because you're damaging all of the high praise that I was thinking of him when you're telling me he did a Sesame Street Cookie Monster.
He's worked with Dipset. He's worked with Onyx.
Yeah. Tell me that. Tell me that. Build him up in my mind, because that Cookie Monster joint, it better be good.
Your next artist that celebrates a birthday, man. What he said? He's on Body Yachty remix. I don't think.
Oh, who, Aguilar?
He's joking.
I think he's joking. You got to be joking, Heart.
Next artist that celebrates a birthday is Out of Sight. He became like a big pop artist in the early 2000s. I mean, late 2000s. When I say like around 2008. But this guy was one of the first artists to come on Return to the Boombox Radio, my radio show back in the day at Brooklyn College. And, anytime we called him up, people come through. I think he came through like 2 times. And then I was watching television, and I saw it was a Pepsi commercial, and his song took off, man. It was like a big pop song, man. So shout out to him, man.
What was the song?
I don't know the name of the song, but it was in a Pepsi commercial. I heard the Pepsi commercial like 25 times, and then somebody told me, that's Out of Sight, right? And then I saw him perform. There was this show called X Factor. I don't know if you guys remember. It was like kind of like a talent show.
Yes.
And he performed on one of those shows. So he became real big. He got like a big record deal,
Okay.
Yeah. So
Simon Cowell's company?
Yeah. So, and he wasn't a contestant. He was like performing as a signed artist.
Oh, okay. Dialect. I mean, if you would have left that part out, I would have thought he won the contest and then got a contract like your American Idol.
No. He was like a signed artist to like a major label. And,
Okay.
I guess they was trying to promote him. But shout out to Out of Sight, man. Next cat celebrating a birthday.
Who that?
Andre Young.
He's definitely young.
Yeah, this is the best picture I could find,
Well, y'all just gave Ice-T, pioneer of the gangster rap. What are you going to give Dr. Dre?
Pioneer of the sound, of the West Coast sound.
Okay, fair enough.
Because here's the thing, you know, Ice-T is the pioneer of gangster rap on the West Coast because of the story he was telling. He was the first cat to do it. Then everybody else followed suit. You know, it's 6 in the morning, police at my door. Then I think after that, Eazy-E had the song The Boys in the Hood, you know, which was a similar song. You know, so Ice-T definitely is the pioneer of that gangster rap, period. But Dr. Dre is the pioneer of the West Coast hip hop sound, I believe. You know?
Yes, I'm getting my study in. I'm learning how it works and who's who.
Yeah, man. But Dr. Dre, Don, get the controversial stuff out the way. What do you remember most about Dr. Dre? Let's hear about D Barnes. Bring it up.
No, we got new stuff.
Well, yeah. I would say we go way back there too. But yeah, I mean, the same rumors with D Barnes are actually coming out in his divorce. In fact, I think what inquiring minds want to know when it comes to Dre's finances, who are the lovely ladies? Which one of the lovely ladies did he spend $2.3 million on for a house? You know, Dre's wife wanted $2 million a month, but you know, $2.3 million, according to the divorce lawyers, went to a mistress. So I think inquiring minds want to know, Dre, who are you spending the $2.3 million on for a mistress?
Well, his wife, or a strange wife, also reported that she believes that the women that Dre is dating are wearing her clothes out of her wardrobe.
And they probably are. I'm pretty sure there's some pretty good things in there. You can do a lot with $2 million a month as far as wardrobe.
Also, there is rumors that he's threatened or have threatened some blogger for revealing his relationship with the April Jones. Is that her name?
Yeah, I think it was actually a cast member of Love and Hip Hop that was on Love and Hip Hop with April Jones.
Oh, okay.
Fizz's baby mama, I think.
Moniece Slaughter, who's it's funny. Moniece Slaughter is the his mom, and April Jones is like Little Fizz's ex, and also Marion's baby's mother. So one big love octagon, because it's definitely not a triangle. It's like you get like a hexagon or something like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but she was the one that revealed. Yeah, man. So but yeah, what you guys got to say about Dr. Dre?
Yeah, classic artist, icon. You know, it's an icon living, stand up. As far as music.
Yeah, half decent actor and a phenomenal producer.
I wouldn't say half a decent actor. What good movie do you? What's your best movie of Dr. Dre?
We were talking about it. Training Day, he was excellent in. The one with the 4 girls robbing the banks. What was that?
Those are like one-liners that Ice-T could do.
No, come on, Diwan. I don't know what you're saying, bro. I'm saying he's a half a decent actor. He's a decent rapper, and he's a phenomenal producer. And Dre's personal life has always been, press worthy, and nothing's changed. And unfortunately, that's just the way it's going to be.
And let's not forget it. He's responsible for the careers of some of the greats to ever do this. Let's just start with Ice Cube, Eazy-E, Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Eminem, 50 Cent, The Game. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dr. Dre, man. You know what I mean? Definitely. And I think one of the most original producers in hip hop.
He sampled.
Agree with that?
He sampled.
Well, what do you mean by original?
Original sound. I mean, like just the sonics of the beat, which is what Jimmy Iovine talked about. You know, me as a sound guy, like definitely the way he mixed.
Yeah, there's something to say. There's something to be said about DJs who do produce music, but he was popular for that G-funk sound, the funkadelic sound that you hear moving into hip hop. I mean, that's Dre's contribution, is moving in that G-funk era into hip hop and giving some of the old school artists, like what's my man with the double up all the time, Roger Troutman, giving those guys a revised career. Roger Troutman.
Roger Troutman and George Clinton.
Yes.
And just a little hip hop knowledge. Dre first came out with N.W.A wasn't his first group that he rhymed with. He actually came out with the World Class Wrecking Crew.
That's right.
Dope in itself, like a dope
You know,
80s.
But were they rapping? I
Yeah.
think they were more disco.
Like turn off the lights. That shit was dope.
They weren't rappers, correct? They were more like pop music. Yeah, pop music. Yeah, they were like Roger Troutman, Computer Love kind of.
Computer Love.
You know, so yeah, man. So
Yeah, Tupac. Oh, you can't forget about Tupac. Damn. Thanks, John, for keeping us on track.
Tupac is
Tupac.
Digital Underground's discovery and build. Tupac came late to the Dre's family tree.
But you're right, though. I think what Harper's mentioning is the Tupac that we know today, the iconic Tupac. But you're right, though. Tupac was Digital Underground. He was the roadie for Digital Underground.
That's right. They discovered him. He was actually in that movie with Chevy Chase and John Candy and Demi Moore.
All around the world, I remember that. All around the world, same.
Very good song. I love that song.
Yeah.
We're still in anniversaries or birthdays. We're still in birthdays. It's almost an hour.
Well, hey, man, we ain't got so we gotta rock out. So I'm about to put the call-in link after we finish off these birthdays.
Robin, by the way, Robin says no. It was more electro funk like. So Sonic Force. I don't know if he was disagreeing with the P Funk.
But when we talk about categories, they would have played it on a WBLS before they played it on a Z100. Can we agree on that?
Yes, but what we're trying to figure out here is where you would categorize them as. And I say they were disco. But if this guy's saying that they were electro funk, I don't even know what electro funk is. So I'm learning something. Soul Sonic Force, Planet Patrol. I know Soul Sonic Force. That was African Bambaata's sound first.
African Bambaataa?
Say again?
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, African Bambaataa was the original of that Soul Sonic Force. Go ahead, Dialect. What you were saying?
I think Dialect Sentinel's gone on to Mars with the rover. You there, Dialect? Yeah, I think the Mars rover is picking up your signal, Dialect.
If you want to talk about the Mars rover, you want me to tell you what it is doing? It's looking for the cure for the COVID. Okay, because that's where COVID comes from.
Oh yeah, well, I'm looking forward for this damn drone to come out of it. This thing is going to hatch a drone with a helicopter, and it's going to fly around the Martian surface if they can get the atmosphere looked up. You know what, David? I was just thinking, what if one of these days, one of these planets is going to send a drone to our planet, and after about a year running around, it's going to hatch a baby drone and it's going to start flying around. What would we do then?
Well, they've been revealing unidentified objects, and these Kraftwerk was the first. No, Kraftwerk was sampled by African Bambaataa, and that and hip hop was the Soul Sonic Force. Now, Kraftwerk, yes, I am a big fan of Kraftwerk. I love what they did. But yes, when it comes to hip hop, Kraftwerk is not in hip hop. They were sampled by hip hop artists. Thank you for agreeing.
He agreed with you.
Now, what I was saying with that whole UFO unidentified objects been shown. They revealed from, I don't know, what is that, Area 54, Area 52, whatever it is. And they also been these monolithic erection things that have been popping up all over the world. They've also, in Africa, they burnt it. So, they definitely believe that there was some sorcery going on with these appearances out of the clear blue sky with those things. So we might be dealing with extraterrestrials already.
Yeah, they're hijacking Dialect Signal there.
Absolutely. He's the brains of the operation. They want to see how we function without the brain.
Well, it's okay. We're gonna do some, so we're gonna fly off the fly anyway. Big shout out to Robin out there in the chat. Where you from, Robin? Go ahead and sign off. I see John Harp, Atlanta's checking in. I see Florida checking in. What up, Black? I see Micah out there. You know what I'm saying? Who else we got out there? Sign off, man. We all from.
That's what's up. You know what we could do? Do you have another one of those underground hits?
You know what I do? Yes, and you know what I do. Let me cue it up here. Go ahead, David, and take the reins for a couple of seconds. And let me see if we can cue something up here.
Fantastic. So, you know me. I am David Simon. We're having a little technical difficulty. Of course, Don Juan is out there in Texas where they're fighting the climate change every day. There is I think Sub-Zero is in Texas. The way that Pathfinder, that utility vehicle, was blasted with the ice from the water pipe bursting, and then it landed on this vehicle and turned it into a whole icicle of just pure unmovable ice. That's crazy, because until you guys get at least 50 degrees weather, none of that stuff is disappearing. I mean, we're living with it right now. The snow, it would not stop today. It was a 24-hour snow, just wet snow and freezing ice, turning into ice. This is the most horrible winter I've experienced in my entire 55 years of living. Let me just tell you.
I could dig that. So, Dave, I got something queued up here. Let's go ahead and see if we can work on this audio something. And I got an artist out of the Va Beach area, Virginia Beach area, by the name of Verse Money. I want to give him a big shout out, man. Shout out to B, man. Is running all of those artists out of the VA area, North Carolina. Let's go ahead and get into that, Dave. If you don't mind, Verse Money, you ready for that? Let's try that.
By all means.
All right, let's go for it. Here we go.
I got some shit for you to think about. Yeah, if I never was the man, tell me, would you even be around? Yeah, would you tell me I'm the king, even if you couldn't see the crown? Hey, you just try and hold me up, I really thought that you would hold me down. I guess things done changed, go around, really come around. Hey, say you knew me back then, I don't really think you know me now. Back again for the win, who it is, you should know the sound. 757, heavy with the rap and do it for the town. Why? Cause ain't a damn thing changed. Some shit for you to think about. Look, every time you go to sleep and shorty creeping, she been sneaking out. Your man say he don't know, but on the low, that's who she thinking about. Yeah, you try and see the details of some shit that she been leaving out. Yeah, I guess things done changed, a shame. But look, don't be checking her phone cause it's a setup. Plus text message be gone before you get up. She on best sex in the dome to fuck your head up. She wrong, you gon' go get the chrome and shit get wet up on the late night. She a whore even more, she a fake wife. You was blind, now you trying not to face life. But it's dead, seeing red like a brake light. Damn love, now this some shit you need to think about. Yeah. Every nigga say it real, but when you real, you never speak about how real you is, and if you is, cause if you ain't, then we gon' figure out. Find out you lying just to kick it in the click, and we gon' kick you out. Damn, I guess things done changed, you're lame. But look, stay away from the block cause you a hop. I'm cool, but my niggas ain't safe, you could get shot. A fool when I step in the place, it's gon' get hot. I move like it's two on the waist, one in the spot on the late night. You was faking, now it's on you, catch a stage fright. You a man, you gon' say it to his face, right? All good till we popped up at your place, right? Being fake, I got some shit for you to think about. Yeah, if I never was the man, tell me, would you even be around? Yeah, would you tell me I'm the king, even if you couldn't see the crown? Hey, you just try and hold me up, I really thought that you would hold me down. I guess things done changed, go around, really come around. Hey, say you knew me back then, I don't really think you know me now. Back again for the win, who it is, you should know the sound. Yeah,
757, heavy with the reppin', do it for the town. Why? Cause ain't a damn thing changed.
Okay. That was the show by Verse Money, man. Shout out to the 757. I don't know, Dave, man. Is that what your pilot? I don't know.
I don't know. It was pretty decent, but the show is a title for a song by Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh that was produced by Teddy Riley.
Yeah, I got to make sure I got that right. I may have filed up the title on that. Was trying to run some things in the background, but good clarification. We'll get that out for everyone who's interested.
Yes. Now, John Harp, please welcome back, Dialect. But let me just say, John Harp, give me some suggestions. I don't even know what album dropped. I'm still waiting for Certified Lover Boy.
Certified Lover Boy.
I think that's the name of Drake's new album.
Yeah, man. So I apologize for that, man. I was having a little tough technical difficulties, but just gonna close out the birthdays, man. I feel like we've been dragging it on a little too long. So next birthday, Dipset member Jules Santana celebrates a birthday this week. We first saw Jules back in Cameron when he first signed with Rockefeller. I think that's when Jules Santana made his debut. Had a great solo career. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Next birthday we have. Go ahead, Don.
I love those lyrics on Hey Man, man. That joint was that joint was the hottest joint I heard that year.
I agree. Next birthday. Let's see if you guys know who this is.
The inventor of Yes, Yes, Y'all, Mr. Kid Creole.
Yes, sir. Kid Creole celebrates a birthday, and he's one of the members of the Furious Five, who ran with Grandmaster Flash. He's also the younger brother of Melly Mel.
I did not know that.
I see the resemblance now that you mention it.
Yeah, man. He was Kid Creole, man, and
yellow dude though.
Yeah, the last time I heard from Kid Creole was actually like some sad news. I think he got into an argument with a homeless dude back in was it Harlem? Homeless dude referred to him as like a gay slur, and he stabbed the dude, and the dude died.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
and Kid Creole turned himself in, and they said, "Did you do it?" And he said, "Yes, yes, y'all."
Hey, Dave.
Dialect didn't want to laugh.
Hey, Dialect should probably be laughing for that, man.
Speaking of the BX, the next dope hip hop producer celebrates a birthday. Also, MC Lord Finesse celebrates a birthday. And just like how we were talking about Dr. Dre and all his contributions, he actually produced the song on Dr. Dre's The Chronic album. And he said he still gets paid from that song till today.
For what?
He produced a song on The Chronic for Dr. Dre.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It must be a single.
It was a big joint. It was the joint where he rapped about his brother, where Dr. Dre rapped about his brother who passed away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and also, he's responsible for formulating the DITC crew, bringing out Big L. And he said, and he tells the story about when he met Big L, and he said Big L came to him and said, "Yo, look, man, this is my tape. If you think it's whack, you can throw it away. If it's hot, let me know what you think." And he liked what he heard, man, and the rest is history.
He discovered Fat Joe as well, right?
Correct. They're all from the same neighborhood. Lord Finesse, Fat Joe, Diamond D, Showbiz AG, Buck Wild. The majority of the members of the DITC crew.
So who's bigger, Big L or Fat Joe?
As far as what? Solo career? Of course, I'll say Fat Joe. He had the longer career.
Okay.
More commercial success. Big L was on his way to commercial stardom, because I think he was about to do a deal with Rockefeller for Flamboyant, kind of like what Cameron did with the Diplomats, kind of like a joint venture.
I didn't know that.
Then he got killed,
I don't think Big L saw his success.
Yeah, he did in the underground. You know what I'm saying? Like, real hip hop heads respected his lyrics and his flow.
Definitely.
And speaking of flow, man, Lord Finesse is a dope producer, also a dope MC, man.
Yes.
Also a dope MC. I don't know if you guys remember Strictly for the Ladies. I remember as a kid listening to him, I just respected his flow. This is strictly for the ladies. No ifs, ands, or maybes. We could chill together, but hold on to babies. Let's have fun with this. I stand thunderous. And any girl I get, I work wonders with. I'm like, yo, bars, man. That's a guy who took time to think and write. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Lord Finesse.
Happy
Next birthday we have Immortal Technique celebrates a birthday. I know you guys probably not familiar with his work, but definitely he's big in the underground.
Was it Dilated Peoples? I think it was. Was it?
Nah, you mistaken him for Evidence. This Immortal Technique from out of Harlem. Next and final birthday is actually a sad one. Prince Marky D would have turned 53 today.
Horrible.
But unfortunately he passed away yesterday. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Prince Marky D, one of the members of the hip hop group. I guess we could say early successes in hip hop, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
You know, they were a part of the Fresh Fest, which consisted of them, I believe, Curtis Blow, Houdini, Run DMC. You know, these are some young cats from out of Brooklyn, I believe East New York, Brooklyn.
Yep.
You know, man, R.I.P. to Prince Marky D, man. And today would have been his birthday. That's what makes it even more sad, you know?
Yeah. You know, we talked about that in the green room. You know, Prince Marky D, you know, just those guys just mentioned, Curtis Blow, Houdini, the Fat Boys were my first concert I remember going to. So, yeah, man, that one hits, man. It's one of my icons for sure.
And his birthday would have been 19, 20, 21.
Whose birthday?
Prince Marky D. It would have been February 19th, 2021. So it would have been 19, 20, 21.
I thought 1921. I said, that doesn't add up.
Yeah.
And his biggest contribution to the world of music wasn't the Fat Boys. It was Mary J. Blige's Real Love. He wrote that.
Oh.
He wrote that.
Yes.
Look at Dave dropping something I didn't know.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I was telling Dialect, what has he done lately? That's how did he know he was alive? But then now I know. Thank you, Dave, for coming through with that.
And also, man, if we mentioned Fat Joe, man, let's just not also mention the fact this is one of the first Latino, Latino artists in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was others, of course, but he's definitely you got to also put him in that category as well.
Okay, I don't want to seem like I was some sort of genius or figure of knowing Prince Marky D wrote Real Love. I have to give a shout out to Sheila E. because in her eulogy to Prince Marky D, she mentioned that, and I took it and ran with it. So.
Okay.
He was a ghostwriter, so I guess you can reveal it now.
It's so funny when you hear like a lot of these songs, like I don't know if you guys remember Kevin Liles from Def Jam.
Yeah.
He wrote Girl You Know It's True by Melly Vanilli.
No, don't make Kevin Liles associated with that musical fraud.
Hey,
come on now.
They lip synced it. He wrote the lyrics and got paid for it. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh man, you just got Kevin Liles canceled.
Nah. That's a known fact that Kevin Liles wrote that song.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and also the Pussycat Dolls, Don't You Think Your Girlfriend Is Hot Like Me, was written by CeeLo Green.
I can see that.
You know,
they're not frauds. The Pussycat Dolls was pretty talented. Milli Vanilli were frauds. I can't believe Kevin Liles had anything to do with that.
Yeah, he wrote the song because he had a group in Baltimore and they recorded it. And, you know, I think a lot of those German producers back then were just biters. They would just bite people's stuff. Like there was this rapper by the name of Chill Rob G from out of Jersey who ran with Queen Latifah in the 45 King. And he did a song. That's how I Got the Power came about. They ripped his audio and the two producers were lip syncing his song in Germany. Then the song became such a big hit. Then when the song becomes a big hit, the record label says they don't want to pay Chill Rob G's label. Then they get some guy named Turbo B to re-record it. So they rip off Chill Rob G, and he never really got any money off that song.
Well, that song is infamous because I just seen a documentary about the woman that sings on the song. Was supposed to be a heavy set woman. I forget her name.
Yeah.
Yes. And they didn't put her in a video nor allowed her to perform live shows. A model came out there and lip sung her verses.
The disrespect, man. The disrespect. See, Gary Sinsinski knows his hip hop, man. Chill Rob G was dope, man. And a lot of people say, yeah, I like his remix to the song. I'm like, no, he was the original. They ripped his acapella, put the beat over it, and lip synced the song for years, and it made money in Europe. And then when it finally comes to the States, they're like, you know what? We don't want to pay his record label at the time. So they get a whole nother guy to rap over. And like I said, it's one of his biggest successes that he never got to take credit for. So I'm just saying that, that's what they were doing. They were just snatching up people's songs back then, disrespect. But R.I.P. to Prince Marky D, the writer of Real Love, one of my favorite Mary J. Blige songs.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that was a classic for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, now he's up there with Buffy.
Chill Roski still alive?
No, Chill Rob G is alive. Yes.
I didn't know that.
But here's the thing: that whole experience bittered him from the game, and it's like people may say, "Oh, it's not a big deal," yeah, but it messed him up because he had issues with his label after that, and like Gary said, he was a dope MC. You know what I'm saying? And ruined his career, man. And it's like that's why hip hop always said Biden is forbidden.
Dialect.
Not Joe Biden, but Biden is forbidden.
Dialect. Maybe it's the accent. Did you say that he was up there with Buffy the Vampire? Who's Buffy?
I clearly said Buffy the Human Beatbox. Clearly said
Buffy
that.
The Human Beatbox. Okay.
I clearly said that. That was
I heard Buffy.
That was a weak attempt for a joke, but I applaud your efforts.
I honestly heard Buffy there, and maybe it's a dialect. I don't know. Dialect.
I mean, just go ahead and say you heard me say Buffy the Body too while you at it.
Buffy the Vampire.
Shout out to N.W.A with the sound effects.
I'm on it today, baby.
All right. I apologize for a technical difficulty, man, but it looks like we're back in business. And I want to jump into our next segment. Unless you guys want to do a little quick intermission and play a song.
We've already did that.
Okay. So
we can do another one. Let's roll with another one. If you want to, go ahead, darling. If you feel it, let's go with it.
All right, man. I'm gonna keep it going. One of our former guests, man, a man from my neighborhood, East Flatbush, UG from the Cellar Dwellers. This is Broken Vessels. Be right back on Hiphopcitizen.
Rhyming flows. To flow unevenly or unsteadily, you have to put yourself in some type of zone.
Yeah. They say I'm godlike, no. Odd when the right flows, your life goes. When the squeeze, the right fall, your micro, mini, semi-auto, bot, Optimus Prime, metallic, Megatron, gun on leg and arm, prepare to swarm, castle, tackle, get grappled by Adam's apple.
Welcome back, guys.
Well,
N.W.A told me out. Yeah, we got flagged for this one, so I can't play that joint.
but real quick, when I said Chill Rock Ski, I meant Cool Rock Ski. He's still alive.
Yes, my bad. But you said Chill Rob G.
Yeah, I said Chill Rock Ski, and you said Chill Rob G, and I was saying, did I say Chill Rob G? But then I just looked. I meant Cool Rock Ski, because he's still alive. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I just want to shout out UG, man. I know he's out there listening. You know what I'm saying? We didn't stop your song because we don't like it. It's just that, you're a mainstream artist, and, we did get flagged the last time we played that song. It's a good thing that N.W.A reminded me.
All good love, baby. You know what I'm saying? We love UG for sure. Can't wait to have him back.
Yeah, man. So I guess I'll go ahead and jump into hip hop anniversaries. This should be a quick one. First album, All Eyes on Me, celebrates an anniversary. And I think this is probably Tupac's one of his most successful albums, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, indeed.
This had some hits on it, man. Had Ambitions as a Rider.
Woo!
How Do You Want It, featuring Casey and JoJo and Heather Hunt in the video. It also had
Mary.
Hail Mary was on Machiavelli.
Oh.
It also had I Ain't Mad at You, Two of America's Most Wanted, featuring Snoop Dogg, and the biggest hit off of this song, California Love, featuring the late Roger Troutman.
Ooh, that was a big one for sure.
And Dr. Dre.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, this is that album for me where Tupac was kind of like, I knew Tupac was huge. All all my Caucasian lady friends had a Tupac album, and I remember thinking, "Holy goodness, this dude is huge."
Pause.
Well, yeah, pause for sure on that one.
Yeah,
But
but yeah, man. But one thing I remember this song was when Tupac just got out of jail after having his incident in New York, and it was like the start of the whole East Coast West Coast beef. And I remember the beginning of the song for Two Americans Most Wanted. He walks in on they have like actors playing Puffy and Big, and they're like, "Yeah, man, straight hits." The fake Puffy is saying, and Biggie's there like, "Yeah, baby." And Tupac walks in with his arm in a sling, and then the fake Biggie looks at him and say, "Pac, what's up? You alive? I mean, you safe?" I just thought that shit was hilarious, man.
And where's that scene from, Dialect?
Dialect does good impersonations, man. I love it.
What was that scene from? I believe it was a Scarface.
Very good.
Everybody's doing Scarface. Everybody's doing Scarface back. That's when he ran up on Frank.
That's right. And he said, "You're a pick that don't fly straight."
Yeah. That was a dope movie. I saw that just the other day. Then also it was that same scene where they took out Frank and the cop that was helping him.
That's right.
No, I remember that. Yeah. But yeah, man, this was a dope album, man. I also think I want to say was Hit 'Em Up on this album. It had to be because it was
yes.
It was that time. Yeah. That too, man. I mean, I love Biggie. I love Brooklyn. But that was one of the hardest diss songs to ever be made. Let's just call it what it is. Do you guys agree?
One of the hardest, maybe not the hardest.
Well, it's the most direct and the most disrespectful, I think. You know, you open up
never.
You open up the song, you say, "That's why I effed you fat mother." Yeah, money, West Side.
Yeah, I knew someone was gonna die when I heard those lyrics.
He said, "You claim to be a player, but I touch your wife. You bust some bad boys." I mean,
Ether's the best diss record ever made in hip hop.
I said one of the hardest.
Yeah, one of, but not the.
I think this was more disrespectful than Ether. No, but yeah, you're right. Ether had some personal ones, man, because when Nas had that line when he was like, "Foxy got you hot because you had your face in her." What you think saying girls now because of your looks? Negro.
Girls.
He goes, "Negro, please. You know mustache having with whiskers like a rat compared to beans you whack." I was like, wow.
I thought Jay-Z had the most disrespectful line about skeeting on your baby's car seat.
Let me tell you something.
That was a horrible song, though.
When you disrespect a grown man's stash, you know what I'm saying? When he has a mustache, it look like whiskers like a rat. A man takes that personally. He does. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll look in the mirror and say, "Damn, how Nas got me on that shit." I try to line this shit up so it kind of I put some little eye pencil on it, but Nas called me. That shit hurt more than the Foxy line. I'm telling you. Jay-Z took offense to that, man. I'm telling you.
Hit 'Em Up charted. It was different. Yeah, it was different because it was how can you say fresh animosity. You were shocked that would ever come out of a person's mouth on a record, but the dissecting of an individual was none greater than what was done on Ether. And I'll tell you something funny. Ether 2 was just as close to Ether 1. And Ether 2 was Remy Ma.
And then he says, how much of Biggie rhymes is going to come out your fat lips? Wanted to be on every last one of my classics. You
oh my God.
No, that's pretty good. Man. That's pretty good, man.
Back to back was good.
Woo! Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. You about to get bodied by a singing nigga.
Yeah, that was dope.
yeah. Back to back was good.
And
shout out to all my boss bitches, wife and niggas.
That was good.
And you know what I heard about that one? Like Drake was one of them nerds that you run up on. Yo, give me your money. And that nerd just had a bad day. Like somebody done stole his calculator or something.
Right.
He wound up and just beat the shit out of a bully, man. That's what Drake did on Back to Back. But
yes, he did.
But Tupac, going back to this album, man, that man was filled with so much rage and disdain.
Yes.
Towards not necessarily, people thought it was towards the East Coast, but it was more like towards, I think, the bad boy camp. And you know, he let it be known on this album, I think.
But if you ask anyone that was around during that time, they would tell you that Tupac's animosity towards Bad Boy was it could be considered hate because they had nothing to do with what occurred with him at Quad Studio.
And also, I'm sorry about that.
I was just saying that reason alone why he was considered more of a hater than an actual revolutionary, getting revenge on those that did him wrong.
And it was just bad things, like a miscommunication and misunderstanding towards Bad Boy too, because I think the song "Who Shot You" was released after Tupac got shot, which had nothing to do with Tupac.
Nothing at
all. The song was already recorded, you know what I'm saying? But it was important. It just looked bad,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And of course, Vibe magazine, man, they're the ones that kind of egged that on because they were looking for the story. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of built this whole thing up like it was the East Coast versus West Coast, and there was no such thing going on.
Television didn't really grab that story right away. So it went from the newspapers to the magazines, and then the magazines was having their own war between Word Up and Source and Vibe. And what was the one that guy that works at Jay-Z's company edited for? I forget his name.
Worked at Jay-Z's company, Rockefeller. I mean,
Title. He's over there. He's a content manager.
What was it? WX magazine.
Yes, they were all fighting for some sort of room on the newsstand. So they were always putting West Coast or Bad Boy artists on the cover. So yes, you're right. They were in not only Vibe, but all of the publications were trying to stir it up because they were a dying entity, which none of them exist today, and except virtual, and that's what occurred.
Yeah, to John H. point, I don't think they knew who did it, but like I said, if a guy goes to a studio to see a certain group and he gets shot on his way to the studio, one would assume that he was set up by them. But Tupac with a lot of people that had enemies at the time. I don't know if you guys remember, there were like a lot of people outside of Bad Boy that he was running with on the East that he probably had beef with.
Yeah, Tupac had enemies everywhere.
And I don't see why. Yeah, I don't see why Biggie or them would be involved in that. I just think
exactly they were. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. That the Bad Boy made for a better album sales than saying whoever the guy was that supposedly did it. I heard his name 100 times, but it slips my mind right now because I don't want to be a part of it. But that guy that actually did it couldn't have garnered the same notoriety for All Eyes on Me as beefing with Puffy and Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, I just think like they ran with a story because the biggest record label on the West Coast was Death Row, and the biggest record label on the East Coast was Bad Boy. So I just think that made for a better story. Oh, Biggie dropped a song called "Who Shot You" after Tupac got shot. Started planting seeds, and it wasn't good, man. And like I said, I think Pac kind of fed into it, man. And it's sad that these two brothers passed away. They couldn't had partnered up together and did some dope shit, man.
Could have been some fantastic raps coming from Big and Tupac.
Yeah, but definitely, man. Shout out to Tupac, man. Tupac's put out so many albums, alive and after he died, he put out many albums.
Put your dubs up. Put your dubs up.
Yeah,
rest in peace.
Showed all these artists what a real work ethic is.
Facts. Next artist celebrating anniversary of next album is Mad Skill's album, his debut album, From Where.
I love this one.
This is Don Juan's boy out of VA.
Hey, look, let me tell you something, man. Shout out to Mad Skill. Shout out to Shaquan Lewis, man. The first professionally signed artist who put me in a music video, man. Shout out to Skills, man. Look, I grew up in VA. You guys know this, of course. When I was throwing parties, promoting party, Skills came through and helped us out, man. Shout out to Skills. And he was like, yo, we just had a hit. They had Make Your Head Nod Because Your Neck and Nose Is Fat. And then he invited us out to the Move Your Body video. And you can catch me in the cameo in Move Your Body video. Shout out to Shaquan Lewis, man. Mad Skills.
Oh, you had that the flat top with the Jerry curl back in that video too?
not the J Curl, but I guess right after the J Curl, saying we all had the boxes, and I think I may have had a shag in that video, saying, but I'm not one to spoil. You can check it out for yourself. Move your body, skills.
Yeah, man. What I remember about this is like he was one of those rappers that kind of, when you had to say a subtle metaphor in a rap, East Coast style, Mad Skills would like explain it to you. I thought that was pretty dope, man. And right now he's known for his end of the year wrap up, which he does a good job with. You know what I'm saying? But
does a good job, Dialect, man. He invented it, man. Come on, man. Stand up, Dialect. Come on.
He did invent it.
He invented it. What are you talking about? He does a good job at it.
He does a good job at it.
Good job, man. It's him, because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have your boy Murder doing it.
Like I said, he's good at what he does.
And
I didn't say anything offensive. I don't think he invented it. I think it's probably been done before. I don't think he's the first guy to do it.
Who did the year wrap up before Mad Skills?
As far as I know, it's Mad Skills, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
I don't want to say here and say that he's the first one to do it without actually.
You can say it, Dialect. You will be safe by saying it. Don't worry. No one's gonna come back and say you're lying.
I know what it is, David Simon. I know what this is all about here. You know what I'm saying? Look,
do tell.
Mad Skills had a sound that was similar to Big L, and New Yorkers didn't like it.
Whoa.
I can't agree with that at all.
That's a reach.
The voice,
that's crazy.
The voice,
reach. That's a reach. Come on.
Voice and delivery did not sound like Big L. New Yorkers, y'all was hating.
Nah. Mad Skills sound more like the Trinidadian Asian dude from 2 Live Crew. He sounds like that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
I don't know who that dude is.
I'm sorry.
But come on, man. To me, I thought he was like, the VA's version of Big L.
Nah. No way.
Nah. The dopest rapper to come out of VA was Mad Magoo. Let's just keep it 100.
Oh, you hate?
Yeah, you're really losing credibility, Dialect.
Come on, obviously that was a joke.
I would hope so.
Right,
but it wasn't as funny as Juan saying Mad Skills was VA version of Big L.
No, still not as funny as that.
Like I said, that's why you guys up top don't like Skills, man. Skills is holding them down. Man.
I love Skills.
There wouldn't be no anybody from VA. There wouldn't be no Neptunes. There wouldn't be no Timberland, no Missy Elliott, no.
Without Mad Skills?
Without Mad Skills, no Brown Sugar Man.
Also, he's known for ghostwriting for Missy Elliott.
And P Diddy. Ghostwriting for Diddy. That's some big checks there.
He's done some ghostwriting. I seen he was a part of some project. If my cell phone was working, I would bring it up. Recently, they just showed he had footage of him working on a project that I didn't have any idea he had anything to do with.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know I joke around, man, but I like Mad Skills. I bought his album. One of my favorite songs from Mad Skills was "Take It Back." That was something he did back in probably 2007, 2008. That was a dope song. That's one of the first songs I put in my iPod. Yeah. My 10 gigabyte iPod, which was not that much space. Shout out. So what did Pro Lyrical say? Put that up.
There it is. Pro Lyrical MC.
I was in a battle for worked supremacy with Skills. Okay, did you win? Pro Lyrical.
Yeah, we'll find out Pro Lyrical win.
Did you know Skills go head to head?
Terrence Thornton is the dopest MC from VA. Who's Terrence Thornton? Is that Timberland? Who's Terrence Thornton?
Yeah, I was about to say that's government names. You mean I know Timberland's name is Timberland.
Oh, that's the Clips. I bet that's one of the Clip brothers. Pusha T? Is that Terrence Thornton? Pusha T?
Yeah, he knows government names. Look at this.
That must be Pusha T. I think he's talking about Terrence. It sounds like a Pusha T.
Yeah, that is Pusha T's real name.
Ooh. So was that Eminem dissing 8 Mile about Pusha T? This guy says he's a gangster. His real name's Clarence.
Drake could have bodied him on that one.
Oh, you should have sampled that.
What is Mad Skills Instagram name?
I think it's Skills. Skills VA at Skills VA.
He took off the Mad and he was just Skills.
Yeah, he got sued. I think Mad Skills is one of those copyright things where he couldn't use Mad. Then he went to Skills VA or something like that.
And get this, Mad Skills. I don't know if he's still with her, but I know he was in a relationship with Esther Dean, who wrote a lot of songs for a lot of pop songs, especially for Rihanna.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
Oh, really?
is a ghostwriting relationship.
Oh, so he's living.
And he's also one of those MC rappers that are now got one of those professional things. What Pro knows what's called, but he has a joint professorship at the University of Richmond, I believe it is. So he's also a teacher, teaching hip hop.
Next album celebrating anniversary. The diamond selling second album from the Fugees, The Score. Dope album.
Very
dope album. This is the group that put Haiti on the map right here, man. Shout out to the Fugees.
Oh yeah, yo, the Fugees. This one right here, this was a classic, and this one was a sleeper for me. Initially, when it first came out, I was like, who's these Jersey Zoos? That little actress girl, and man, whoo, that thing just quickly changed my mind.
Oh, Pro Lyrical was in some good company, man. He said Supernatural won that battle.
Supernat won the battle. Okay.
Pro Lyrical was rapping with the greats.
So, Dialect, could you bring up Mad Skill's Instagram and play what he was talking about being in the studio with Tom Cruise and Will Smith?
Sure. Well, you guys want to talk about the score in the meantime?
Yeah. We can talk about the score. Yeah. I don't know, Dave. Well, yeah, like I said, I remember the score most for like I said, what we have today in Drake. Lauryn Hill was the first MC that I saw that I knew that could actually flow, was female, could rap and act and sing, and I thought that was dope. When that came out, I don't think we've seen anything like that.
Well, congratulations to Lauryn Hill. She just went diamond with the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, but that's not her first time going diamond, ladies and gentlemen. On the score, it also went diamond.
Really?
So yes,
Yes, it did. It was diamond. Yeah, I said diamond seventh album when I introduced it.
I didn't know the score as the Fugees. I didn't know they went diamond. Wow.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely. Yes. And the reason why I went diamond was because of Killing Me Softly. Other than that, it was just like a regular hip hop song album because they had Ready or Not, they had Ooh La La La. When they dropped that Roberta Flack remix of Killing Me Softly, the rest was history, man.
Yes, and so she's long been enjoying success, and I agree with you. The Drake version of singing, rapping, and acting is a Lauryn Hill still. I mean, he used her song on No, Not You Don't Have to Be Nice or whatever that title is. Yeah. And so he's paid homage to Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
On plenty of times. What's going on, Pro Lyrical?
What up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Quick question, Dave. While you interview Pro, which video you want me to look up?
Mad Skills with Will Smith and Tom Cruise.
Okay. Yeah, you guys talk. I'll bring that up.
Yeah.
How's it going, Pro Lyrical? What you guys was up to tonight?
We had the Shwani Jane on candidate for governor of Maryland. It was real cool, and we had MC up for our 5 minutes of flames named Danny White, who's real ill. He's an MC with Tourette's and a huge following on TikTok. He's a real good dude. We were in some battles together, some challenges and stuff like that. So I was like, yo, I gotta have you on. But speaking of battles, man, y'all were talking about skills, and I was like, I'm always talking about this event that was pivotal in my life. It's indirectly how I met Ashwani Jane, was on our show tonight. I was even talking about that, but that battle with Mad Skills I was in 1993. Yeah, man, that was the most epic battle of all time. I would go out on a limb and say that is when Mad Skills and myself, we thought we were the odds-on favorites to win, both of us, because we were the punchline MCs. We were the real battle MCs, and at the time, everyone was a battle MC, but we were punchline MCs, and we were freestyling before the event. And a little history on that event, this was in New York City, right after the first unsuccessful World Trade Center bombing. You might remember that there was a bombing.
Also in February.
I don't remember the month. Was it in February?
Yeah.
I thought it was a little. Well, yeah, and then they delayed the battle. They moved it across the street. We ended up being in the Sheridan. And so this was the New Music Seminar, which was always a big deal, and they had these battles every year. And I ended up meeting DJ Shame, who was in the Battle for World Supremacy, and did an album with him called Put 'Em All to Shame a few years back. Nice. Anyways, in this battle, we were handpicked by DJ Clark Kent, That's indirectly how I got to meet Jay-Z and start recording with Rockefeller and Rocket Block and all that stuff. But Ski became my mentor, blah, blah, blah. But in that battle, Skills and I, everyone was unknown at the time. And Supernatural was in that battle. And
well known.
Yeah. And a little history is everybody who was in that battle would always win all the battles in the area. So Skills was the nice dude in his area. I was, battling all the people in my area, that kind of thing. So that's how you had to get in. You had to send a tape to the source to get handpicked. And this was the kind of thing that no matter how nice you were, people were like, you're not going to get into that, man. That's only the elite, Puffy was a judge, was that kind of stuff. You got what was it? Dr. Dre, the other Dr. Dre, from Ed Lover, Ed Lover and Dr. Dre. They were like Ed Lover. They were like hosts, and it was the everybody to do with hip hop. The Source was all up in it. So, Wu-Tang was just starting out. So in that battle, Supernatural comes on stage, and even though we were all freestyling before the battle, the rules were not yet that you freestyled in a battle. You only did written rhymes in a battle, which is funny because that's how it is now, right? So you got up and you did written rhymes, but they weren't prepared about your competition. They were just the hottest written rhymes you thought you had that could beat someone in a battle. That's just how it was at that time. No one ever dared get up on a stage and freestyle in a battle. It was unheard of. Supernatural changed the rules in that battle. So he got up, he freestyled while all the rest of us were doing written rhymes. And he destroyed everybody he went up against. And Mad Skills, however, was the last man standing against him. And Skills could freestyle, so Skills switched it up too and started freestyling. He's a nice freestyler. Not everybody knew that. And he's real clever with the punchlines. And so we thought we were the odds-on people to win. I ended up getting booed off the stage. This was like one of the worst days of my life that indirectly turned into the best. I met everybody, my wife, my previous girlfriends, family members. Just so much happened to me from that. And that's what we were talking about on our show. We were like, you got to pay attention to these pivotal events in your life. Like everything in my life comes back to that day. And just so much that happened for me. And I was wallowing in my own pity, like, oh man, I lost this big opportunity. And what I didn't know is it turned into all the opportunities I've had. I mean, it's unbelievable how that one event for me.
Did you win a battle?
Crazy. Oh yeah. Well, so I won the next year. I won I've won over probably 50 battles.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. But I was in the Zulu Nation battle the next year. I won the finals for that. Went up to Harlem, 125th, and got to battle some cats up for there. I was the East Coast rep for that. And then, just won a whole bunch of them in the Mass and New England area. You talked to me about that before, but Skills was just beyond nice, and it was all about Skills and Supernatural that day. And they battled head to head in a tiebreaker. And Supernatural ended up actually winning. I mean, it was all Supernatural day really, but it was just crazy. And that changed the rules. And so when I won the Zulu battle to even get in the East Coast final Zulu battle, it was because I was freestyling, because I knew that the rules had changed. Remember, there was no internet at this time that people were accessing, you know what I mean? It was just, I was in that battle, I saw the rules change, and I'm like, yo, I'm going to tear someone apart in the next battle I'm in by freestyling. And so I remember when I did, and people were like, yo, that dude's freestyling. All the Zulu Nation cats were like, yo, this dude's freestyling, this is crazy. Because the news hadn't really spread yet that was the new way battles were going to be. And it stayed that way for probably 15 years, So
okay,
crazy.
So when you battling during the Supernatural Mad Skills battle, was there a record deal of some sort of monetary gain? What was the prize?
Yeah, Skills. I think his record deal came directly from that. It was the from where the you know what I mean, the record. I'm sorry I wasn't able to hear everything you guys were doing because I was switching computers. But
it's still online too. That battle's still online. I think that's
yeah, it is. I always look for my part, and I'm so glad it's not. You can't readily find it. But I was like, yo, but it was the shows after that were so amazing. I mean, we saw that same night. It was Wu-Tang's big debut at the Muse. So it was just epic, and I went on to meet everybody in Wu-Tang I just can't even, I could talk about it for days, but the Skills thing though, he was just elite. He was at an elite level. He was Jay-Z, very Jay-Z-esque, and it's funny, they paraded Jay-Z through the next year as well. Dame Dash came through and they're like, yo, this is the nicest rapper in the world. Y'all gonna get killed. And I already knew how nice Jay was, right? I was like, yeah, Jay is nice, man. If he's back, people are in trouble, and I always thought Mad Skills was very Jay-Z-esque, and that I think in a way they kind of influence each other too.
No comparisons to Big L. You don't see any semblance to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
you do. Okay, Dialect doesn't see it, or Brooklyn doesn't see it.
I see it. It's like I know Big L. You know, Ski actually recorded Big L too at the time. I was recording with Ski. You know, he'd have Big L coming over the crib to record, and Ski just have everybody in the studio. Never Mad Skills or anything, but I was feeling Mad Skills at that time. Honestly, I was feeling Fresco at that time, who was also in the battle for world supremacy a couple of years earlier. Fresco and Miz. So I mean, they were that's what made me want to get in the battle, because I heard how ill Fresco. I still talk to Fresco actually, but I was like, yo, this dude is elite. You know, Skills is elite. I mean, absolutely. It's just one or two things in your career that you get to a certain level where everybody is disgusting with it. You know, like Skills is nasty with it, but he's really never got the acclaim that he could have, because he really didn't make like hit records. You know what I'm saying? And he really wasn't super underground in terms of like all the places that were popping that he maybe needed to be. I don't know what happened, but he did a lot of shows. He still does a lot of things. He's still on and popping. It's not like he's done, you know. He's still nice. But
well, Pro Lyrical, we're going to give the audience, those that are not familiar with Matt Skills, a preview of the talent that he possessed, as well as the music that he's been a part of with this clip.
Dope.
Sorry about that, Dialect. Gotta put that like volume.
Yeah. You threw me off with the changing of the screen and shit.
What's been always dope.
I remember being in the Boom Boom Room, Will and Jada studio off of like Magnolia, right? I'm in there working on some shit with Will. Nigga, so we in there talking to Will, playing some joints, and nigga Tom Cruise just walks in the studio. And I'm just sitting here like, nah, nigga, that's Tom Cruise. So Tom Cruise and Will, they talking, and Will's like excited. He like, yo, I want to play you some shit. You know what I'm saying? So Tom's like, of course. Like, so this nigga Will plays the record that I wrote, right? And Tom is like nodding his head, and Will's in all these pockets and shit. And so the song goes off, it just stops. And then fucking Tom Cruise looks at Will Smith and goes,
Wait a minute. You said Tom Cruise or Tom Hanks? You said
Tom Cruise.
Oh,
come on now, dog.
This is embarrassing.
Tom Cruise looks at Will Smith and goes, see, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. I'm trying to do shit like that. He goes, I don't have any fucking talent, bro. And I'm sitting there going, what is my life right now?
It's my life.
Here's a little story that must be told.
And it goes a little something like this.
Matt Skills is very well known all over the industry.
He's dope, man. He's real talented, man. He's the real deal. It's just, you know, it's funny. He's like one of those names where you have to know hip hop to know who he is. You know, it's like not like your family members are gonna know who it is if they don't follow hip hop. You know what I mean? But for people that know, they know. You know, I liken him to like a Razcast. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody. You know, Razcast obviously has a big catalog, but he still doesn't get the accolades really they deserve. I mean, someone like OC. OC is one of the most disgusting people to ever touch a mic in the history of hip hop.
Yes,
and it's like, you know, it's like 50 people out of 1,000 know who he is. You know what I'm saying? It's like he dropped an album probably 8 years back that is insane. I mean, it's up there with the Jules kind of stuff. It's just crazy that, you know, the Word Life, all that stuff. The album he did is insane that he did, you know, and it's like, you know, a few hundred people heard it. You know, I mean, more than that, but
you notice that Skills stuck to his NDA, and he didn't announce what song he wrote for Will.
That's right.
Yeah, I've heard all that stuff too.
A lot of people, yes.
Yo, you asked me that before too. You asked if people write. Yo, people write for people all the time, man, and it's not always big. Like I haven't written for any big stars or anything like that, but you know, when you write fast and you write effectively, there's business for you, and it's usually the people that are, I don't want to say the bottom feeders, right? But it's people they're trying to get in quick and they don't have the skills, and they'll bring you in to help them write a track, and before you know it, you know, you've written like 4 different 16s for them, and they're fiddling around with 4 bars. You know what I'm saying? So of course they're going to use more and more and more. And when I was starting out and just starting to make a name for myself in the late 90s and early 2000s, I was doing that regularly. And, you know, I heard many records come out that none of them were huge. They were just all stuff. And most of the time it was like, oh yeah, I'll give me $100 and I'll do your thing. You know what I mean? That's how it is. And I'm sure Skills could probably list off, somebody of his stature could probably list off, probably 50 to 100 people he's probably done that for,
I believe that Pro Lyrical wrote some of Jay-Z hits. He just can't say.
No. I do know somebody who's written a little bit for Jay on some of the hooks and stuff like that. And that happens a lot. Just creative people are in there and they don't necessarily get
Is
the credit.
their name on the credits on the album covers?
Nah. But
Interesting.
Yeah, but that stuff's, I really think, honestly, this is just me, and trust me, I'm a lyrical purist, right? That stuff's way overrated, like, who cares, man? If you guys told me a line right now that was better than the one that I had in my thing, I'd be like, cool, I'll use it and I'll give you credit for it. Like, who cares? I've never done that, but it's like, who cares, I don't have any ego about it. If you got some, I'll be like, yo, my man Dave just told me this ill rhyme, that's ill. Let me put you in the credit, like, who cares, man? It's not like people don't know who can flow, you know what I'm saying? It's like, obviously, like, even the Drake thing, right? Like, the thing with the Drake thing, do you really think Drake is paying everybody to write all his rhymes? Of course he's not. He's writing.
Label is.
What's that?
His label's paying.
Nah, yeah, right. You're funny. But it's like Drake is writing his own rhymes. If people are collaborating with Drake, and I'm sure he has it like that. That if he don't have the time to do something, he needs a hook or whatever, he can do it. But Drake is writing his rhymes. It's people just like to talk too much, man. It's like, obviously he's writing his rhymes, but if he didn't write 100% of his 16s, I'm like, oh my God, he didn't write his lyrics. Drake is better than you are as a rapper. Just get over it. Whoever the rapper is, Drake's better than you. You know what I'm saying? It's like self-included. Drake is better than I am.
You'll be just as good, I think.
Yeah, and I mean that in terms of like his catalog. I don't mean that he can write a better 16. I'm just saying his catalog, what he's doing, the way he can rap on a track. He's a professional. And if just like if a carpenter going to build a house and there's another dude who builds wood, they're not going to be like, oh my God, you can't touch the wood. That's sacrilegious. Like, get over it, dude. It's like, who cares?
I actually thought about Pro Lyrical last week. I was upset with myself because I didn't get a Min 16 from Castro, nor did I get one from the boy. And I thought, Pro Lyrical would not have allowed me to forget to get that hot 16.
That's right. Yeah.
They said they were going to return. I heard you put in a request for an interview with those guys, or was that just Don Juan?
No, that's definitely. Yeah, Don Juan, is that the father-son group you're talking about?
Yeah. We talked about rotating guests, and saying that a lot of our guests are eager to come back, and sometimes we had double booking. So absolutely, we would love to have them back on either the Proco show or right here at Friday Night Live.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass over the information so you can contact them, and I ask you of one favor. That you request the 16 for me.
Dope. It's funny, man. People, we have to follow your lead there because people were telling us that too. They're like, you got to make sure your guests are spitting some acapellas or doing something. And I've been like, I've been slacking on that. But we've been having a lot of people who aren't, MCs first and foremost on our show lately. But I got to remember that when we have MCs come through. Now that is almost sacrilegious, right? To not have somebody do the 16, right?
Well, I believe that's a litmus test.
That is.
What happened to the 5 minutes of flame? I thought that was the call-in segment where a lot of your viewers do get to call in.
I mean, we ran that tonight. We had Danny White do his, and that's in advance. We get your stuff in advance and we interview. I'm going to put this out there, though. I'll say this to any MC in the world, though. I don't mean to get it twisted on the humble tip. I am not humble when it comes to writing lyrics. I believe if you lock me in a room for 30 minutes, I will write a better 16 than anyone in the world. Hands down. There's no one who will write a better 16. Anyone in the world. And here's why. I've been writing since 87, right? I wrote more songs this week than most rappers have written in their career. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you. At a very, very ridiculously high level. No exaggeration. That's the bottom line. That includes skills. That includes anybody out there. Anyone want to take me up on that challenge anytime, I will rip you apart. That's the bottom line.
I'm sorry, Dialect 718 has a mean 16 too, dude. I mean,
you gotta be a fan of yourself. I hope he believes the same thing. You know what I mean? But it's like, you will not lock me in a room with any human being.
I love
and my topic not be flames. Now, I'm not. When we say better, I realize it's opinion, but I'm gonna love what I come out the room with. Is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm gonna write what I desire to write. At this point, for me, the synapses are wired in a way of which, because it's all that I do, that they instantly come out. It's like you don't even have to think about it. It's just like boom, they just come out, and that's what makes freestyling easy when you've been rhyming so long. I've been rhyming 32 years. You know what I'm saying? And I've probably done 1,000 shows. So at this point in my life, it's like it's master craftsmanship, and that's why it's like I'm cool with somebody if they want to come in the room and collab with me. I'd be like, yo, let's write a rap together. Who cares, man? It's
it's second nature to you, huh?
Absolutely. It's like drinking and juggling at the same time. It's like whatever you want to throw at me, man. I'll juggle, rap, do card tricks, sing backwards, and you know what I mean.
What I like to do is on March 5th, on anniversary evening for Friday Night Live, I would like to have a dialect. Pro Lyrical, and whoever else would like to join in March 5th in freestyle, and we will dissect it
now. Freestyle,
and take a look at it,
and get it twisted. Like I don't want people to get it twisted. I freestyle too, but I'm talking about with the pen. I'm talking about where I sit down and write. Yeah, writing like boom. You know,
I'm giving you 2 weeks. March 5th is 2 weeks from today. Please.
I don't need 2 weeks. I need 2 minutes, man. You know how I get down.
No.
I don't need 2 minutes. 2 minutes, man.
We're gonna be.
I'm trying to excite your show, man.
We're gonna be judging and see which one is better. Hopefully, we can get a slew of artists that want to be a part of this.
How are you volunteering? Dialect?
Dialect is a part of the show. He wants to make the show the best he can.
I'm down to do.
He's like, I'm down.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I gotta check my calendar, man. I gotta check my calendar.
No, man. You just hang out after your show.
I'm good, man.
That's pretty cool. I like the hat and I like the little doll there.
I mean, if Pro Code doesn't have a guest on March 5th, we could probably combine 2 shows and just.
That might be cool too. That'd be a good way to hype it up, man. We put them together. Yeah.
Yeah. Show.
Yeah, man. And you know what's real cool is speaking of this too, we're talking about this with Danny White, is that there are so many like online challenge kind of things out there right now that's really keeping MC's blades sharp. Like if you look out right now, if you want to find them, there's all these MC challenges. There's ones out of Canada that are doing a lot of stuff. I forget all the names of them off the top of my head. I was talking about 50 bar challenge. That's Static Selector indirectly runs that. Through his show, and he judges like the top 10 submissions and that kind of thing. And I was on that show and mine was rated #1, and then Static came on. He was like, yo, I loved what Lyrical did, but I'm just gonna go with the #2, and #2 one was better. So it's like he gets on and he listens to one and he's like, that's the one I'm gonna play on my
We're
show.
Not gonna do that to you, Pro Lyrical. We're gonna have the fans to join in, and their opinion will be law. It's not going to be me or Don Juan because we're biased. We will let our man lose. It's our show. You know what I'm saying? We can't let that guy lose. So we're going to have the audience and do have your audience as well to check out Friday Night Live on March 5th for the battle. What we're going to do is
now it's a battle. Oh, okay. All right.
We're gonna have Pro Lyrical go.
We on the mic back and forth. We like yo.
No. You're gonna give your verse at the end of your program. Dialect is going to give his verse in a portion of the program of Friday Night Live. And if there is anyone else out there that want to get involved in what we're doing here, March 5th, you can join in and you can go after Dialect. And the audience will decide. John Hart will be a judge. Gary will be a judge. Micah will be a judge. These individuals have been judging rap all their lives. And I trust their opinion. Hopefully, we'll get a whole slew of comments also.
There you go.
I like the way it sounded.
You stepped into
it. Yeah.
What was that one?
Oh no, I was just saying that Pro definitely stepped into it.
No, I didn't step into anything. That's just facts how it is, man. It's just I write like that. You know what I mean? And I welcome all people to write, man. You should all jump in too, man. Writing isn't like a special, ridiculously hard skill. People, I watched the video the other day. People were talking about drawing, right? This dude did a TED talk on drawing, and he wanted to dispel the myth that you aren't a drawer, right? Everybody's creative. It's just a matter of how much you flex it, and when you do something every single day, You know, I wake up and I do it. I do it in the middle of the day, the late of the day. In my sleep it happens. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you do something that well, you're going to get to a level of expertise that maximizes you. It doesn't mean you're better than the next person, because no one knows what's, you know, opinion is opinion. But when you get to a level of mastery, you know what I'm saying, of what you're trying to achieve, it spills over into other areas of your life. And so it's a great thing to do as practice, you know.
You've given me 10,000 hours. And
absolutely. Malcolm Gladwell.
You have the pro indicator on your name. So you're a professional. We're going to say you're a professional.
Okay.
Now, would J. Crew, would he like to join as well?
Nah, he writes real fast too. I mean, I don't know. I could ask him.
But he for each other. That's funny.
You know, we honestly did. You know, we got a beat yesterday from this dude in Germany, and we wrote the beat. He sent the last night. We got the beat right. We looked today. We were busy all day, and Jay it was like 7:00, and he's like, "Yo, check out the verse I got for this," and I'm like, "Yo, I was falling asleep last night on my son's floor, putting him to sleep, and I started the verse, and I was like, yo," and then I woke up. Well, he fell asleep too. I woke up, and I was like, yo, let me just finish this, and I sent Jay a picture. I'm on the floor with the tablet, and I'm like, by the light of the tablet, I just had to finish the 16, you know, and it was like probably like 17 minutes or something like that. And I said to Jay today, I'm like, yo, I don't know, I'm not really loving the verse, you know, it's not like and Jay heard it again. He's like, yo, we should record it. We did it, we put it together, he mixed it, it's done, you know. So it's like track's done, you know. But I'm like, I might go back and fix it. You do these kind of things, and it's like that might be the raw material for something that you'll take one line out of later. So my first drafts for me will be like when I write this quick process, and I might take one thing out of it that ultimately makes the final cut, you know.
Are you a perfectionist, pro?
I didn't hear you.
Are you a perfectionist?
Yeah, I mean, that can be bad. I try not to say that too much, you know, but I find myself saying it a lot, like trying to be, I don't try to be perfect, but I try perfecting something I know is the root of perfect, but I try to, where I draw the line is like, I know the vision I'm trying to create before I create it, and I'm honest with myself if I've done that, you know? So if you say a topic to me, I start imagining all the ways it can go in a short amount of time, and then I start finding the tributaries that get me there, and I will finish that 16. And then what I'm saying is there might be one or two lines in there that really are like on a whole different level for me, and that will inspire me to keep going back to that like clay. And I'll work that and I'll work that. And then the final presentation I'll give you, you know, will be something that I think is me perfecting the best I can be at that particular verse.
So do you think N.W.A or I should give a topic for the freestyle battle on March 5th?
You do what you got to do, man. Whatever you like. Whatever you
want. Okay, all right.
I thought you were going to say that Dave and I should battle. I said, no way, dude. I'm not in for that one.
And here's the other thing. Here's the last thing I say about this topic. It's going back to the battle of Matt Skills, right? People in hip hop, right? I don't know what the thing is in hip hop where everyone thinks all the time it's like you versus the next person, and like that's such a big thing, right? It's like people. What I like about the 50 bar challenge is they don't call it a battle. They just pick the one they like the best. You know what I'm saying? I know we use those words loosely, but it's like, yo, I got nothing but respect for other MCs trying to do their thing. I hope for their success. I want MCs to be dope. You know what I mean? I want the music to be better. I want everybody to be at their best. So it's like this one-on-one stuff. And by the way, some of my best friends are people I've head-to-head battle in my life. You know, you gain certain respect for when you're truly battling back-to-back on the mic. But these challenges, yo, I think are more where it's at, because I ain't trying to break down another dude, especially during COVID time. I'm not really trying to.
Hold on. I'm feeling you, bro. But I'm thinking, N.W.A, what is it? Capitalism should the rhyme be about? What should the rhyme be about?
With current events as always. I mean, to me, it's not authentic if it's not about current events.
Okay, so
there it is.
So currently, right now, what's going on? We're gonna talk about politics. We're gonna talk about the weather. We're gonna talk about COVID. What do you think, N.W.A? Let me hear science.
Well, you know, like I said, it all depends. We're talking about at March 5th, whatever's going on March 5th. I think we should dictate whatever the news.
I want to give them the 2 weeks. I want to give Pro Lyrical 2 weeks.
I ain't writing nothing for 2 weeks. I ain't writing nothing for 2 weeks. I'm gonna expect.
You might want to go back.
I'm expecting. I ain't doing that. You're gonna tell me what the topic is that night, and I'm gonna write the topic in that night. And
no. Wait,
10 minutes
later,
I'm gonna give you my 16. I ain't writing it early. I just got done telling you I write very fast. I ain't going home for 2 weeks.
What I'm suggesting is that you write it on the day.
That's me too. Yeah, like
we don't know.
I was thinking you're gonna tell me what the topic is right there. My whole point is you tell me the topic right there. I'm gonna give you the topic right there. I mean, we could freestyle it, but it'll be better if we have 10 to 20 minutes to write it. But I'm cool with whatever. But I'm not trying to do a book report for you, man. We're all busy men. You know what I mean? Like,
what are you saying, Don? I mean, dialect.
I would say let the chat room pick the topic. That way
you go. Yeah,
you don't think it's
of
fixed.
the night or right now.
Of the night. That way people people don't think it's fixed.
But then the people in the chat room would have to be on Pro Lyrical show for him to get a suggestion from the comments. They would have to come in earlier than our program. So we would have to say that this starting at 10 o'clock?
We got a 2-week promo going.
I don't know if we're gonna have the time in the middle of the show to stop the show, but we'll. No.
You're gonna do it at the end. You're gonna do the 16 at the end. But what we're gonna do is get the audience to join in so that they can give you the suggestion of what you're gonna do at 10 o'clock.
We usually can. I was gonna say we usually wrap our stuff. If we try, we can usually wrap our stuff up by 10:30, and we can. That we could use that time. From what time do you guys got to get started?
From 10:30 to 11. It would have
10:30
to be
to 10:50
to 10:45.
There you go.
So
yeah,
that would be where they would send in the suggestions, and you would decide which one that you choose to write your rhyme to.
Now the problem is these beats over the air. Like if these are beats, then that's not gonna work too well.
No, this is all acapella. This is all acapella freestyle.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. So this is what mark it down on your calendar. March 5th. It is going to be a synergy program. We're gonna join both programs. The Pro Lyrical, is that what you call the show? Was it Pro Quo?
The Pro Quo show. Yeah.
The Pro Quo show is going to join Friday Night Live on March 5th, the anniversary of Friday Night Live. That'll be our 50th show.
Congrats, man.
And thank you very much. And we're gonna make sure that we have a fantastic freestyle. It's not a battle. We're just gonna choose the one we like better at the end, and hopefully it'll be between Pro Lyrical, Dialect, and several others. We welcome you all. It's an open door. Please.
You get a lot of people to do that, man. You might get a lot of people to do that.
Okay. They just got to remember that the audience will make the suggestions of what you will be freestyling about. That's what makes this most interesting. And I got
Don versus Pokemon. You don't want no part of Pokemon, man.
I can't handle Pokemon.
Yeah. So it's not anyone versus anyone at that point. You got 100 people in there. It's just whatever verse you like. You know. That's
exactly. It's what you call it, the 50 bars challenge.
Yeah.
That's what
that's another show. That's what they
we're
call it.
We're gonna recreate it.
And they are dope, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dialect is shook. I love that guy. That guy's funny. Thank you, Pro Lyrical. We're gonna try to
Dialect,
wrap this up.
Just looking at Dialect and his demeanor, I can tell he's a serious dude about his craft. He ain't shook. You can just see it in him. He's like, I'm gonna do what I need to do.
This is gonna be big. I hope Architect 7 join us.
You know, Don Juan, don't tell them the story about how I battled you and your girlfriend in college. And I brought her to tears.
Like if you want to give me a topic right now, I'll give you a little sample of what we can do in like a minute. You know, like I'll give you.
I say let Dave pick the topic.
Oh, that's a punt. That's a punt.
I wouldn't even know where to begin, you guys. Pro Lyrical. Let me see. I'll give you something easy.
Don't give him
let's see.
That defeats the purpose.
How about the stimulus package? How about that?
All right, cool. I'll give you one in a minute. Here, let me mute my mic.
All right. Okay. So while Pro Lyrical is conjugating up some lyrics to wow us and to impress Dialect to bow out March 5th, let's wrap up whatever we got going here.
Versus Samsung, I like that.
I got the Samsung, so that's the one I'm picking.
No, I guess he's saying Apple versus Samsung is a topic.
Okay, interesting. I don't know if Pro Lyrical is an individual that uses what are they called? Android. I don't know if he uses Android. I know you're an Apple man.
Yeah, I'm an Apple guy.
I'm a Mac for sure.
I'm an Android man. So
I guess we could go through these albums real quick while Pro is writing his his rhyme.
Okay, good.
So we went through the Fugees.
The score, Diamond.
Okay, this is also the anniversary of Big L's passing back in 1999.
Shout out to Big L.
Yeah, man.
God bless the dead.
Yeah. Okay, this is acting up right about now. Tupac also celebrates an anniversary of his I believe this is his second album, Strictly for My Yeah. You know?
Yes, you could say Dialect. It was a good album. I enjoyed it.
I forgot what Brenda was Brenda Got a Baby on this one?
I believe it was.
I believe yes.
Okay. Okay, this single celebrates an anniversary released back in 1988. Parents Just Don't Understand by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, which I think is like the precursor to like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Absolutely.
The intro to the show is pretty much the same production as this damn video. I mean, it's probably the same director, same producer.
Yep, all at the same time.
The mom is still the same. Was the same in the intro.
Yeah, you're right. But also, it's a trailblazer because it introduced Grammys to rap artists.
Yeah, this was a dope song. I liked it.
Yeah, Will Smith was very creative when he was young.
Yeah, and this album right here is actually the Genius released his first album back in this is his 30th anniversary of the release of his first album, Words from the Genius.
I never knew the name of that album.
Yeah, that was the name of the album. I think the biggest song on this one was Girl Come Do Me. This was, of course, this was probably during the Wu-Tang days, but this was before Wu-Tang got the deal with Loud Records. Yeah, so that's it for anniversaries. I guess we could close out with Pro's on the spot verse.
Yes, and then we'll pick a song and
type in my last little line here. Here you go.
Okay.
Give me 20 seconds.
Take your time, please. We got all night.
Yeah, man, it should be interesting anniversary show, man. If we could get back the original cast of characters.
Oh, I'm not holding my breath. I might have 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, but not any longer.
I thought pretty confident we could probably get Diva.
All right, that's all you got right there. You got. I put it through as a comment. I don't know what I did. I think maybe 6 or 8 bars, or maybe 8 bars. I'm not sure.
Oh, wait a minute.
I didn't perform it.
Really?
We missed it.
I think it's coming through. Hold on. I see it.
It's there. It's there.
My package ain't the typical lyrical. Give you the stimulus.
My package ain't the typical lyrical. Oh, it went away. My package ain't the typical.
Okay,
here it go. There it goes. All right. My package ain't the typical lyrical. Give you the stimulus. It ain't a couple billion, but the skills are still ridiculous. Give me 1600, that's 100 every bar. Day in the evening, the morning with Russ Parr. Thus far, who the dopest economically? The dialect is sick like March 5th when he ain't gonna follow me. Oh, you apology. Discussing who converse with me. Shout out to FNL on the 50th anniversary. That was it.
Wow, it's our first anniversary, but I like what you say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Episode.
50th episode. Okay, I got you.
But I like what you did there. Very nice.
That's it. Thanks, man. That's it.
Yes, and we learned something. I'm not going to be the one that chooses the topics because it's a bore fest when I choose it. So
right. Now the only line in there, what I was saying about that, like the only line in there that excites me is the 100 for every 60, like the 1600 bar stimulus check and 100 for every bar. That was the only thing that would make the cut. If I was gonna go back and work that, but the rest of it is just blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? It fills the thing. But
it ain't a couple of billion. Okay, I like
Russ
that.
Parr was cool. I like that. Thus far, Russ Parr worked in the morning show. You know what I mean? But you gotta listen to Russ Parr. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you just got a taste of the excitement that's going to happen 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah.
Please join us.
Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, Gary. My package ain't the typical lyrical. Give you the stimulus. It ain't a couple billion, but the skills are still ridiculous. Give me 1600, that's 100 every bar. Day in the evening, the morning with Russ Parr. Thus far, who the dopest economically? The dialect is sick like March 5th when he gonna follow me. Oh, you apology. Discussing who converse with me. Shout out to FNL on the 50th anniversary. Yeah.
Well, he said I'm gonna come with the body yaddy flow.
Diddy daddy daddy da. That's all it was.
You know what? Maybe next week we'll have Dialect give you a sample as well.
Absolutely.
Just to whet your appetite for March 5th. Join us. I'm David Simonism. You can reach me at David Simonism, The David Simon Show, and David E. Simon. You just search it and you find it. Pro Lyrical, give me Pro Lyrical's.
I'm back. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Please let them know how they can find you in the show.
Sometimes just searching Professor Lyrical is probably the easiest thing on Google, man. But everything's for the most part Professor Lyrical or Prof Lyrical. My website's Professor Lyrical. Twitter is Prof Lyrical. That's the only exception. But most everything else is Professor Lyrical.
And the show is every Friday at 9.
Friday at 9. Yeah, man. Right up to when you guys get on and back-to-back excitement, man. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Peace, y'all. Peace, Dialect.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can find me at Dialect718, Instagram and Twitter. And you can also find me on Facebook on Hiphopcitizen Show.
Hey, Dialect, real quick. Give the audience your impression of what Pro Lyrical just did for us.
Oh, you mean my commentary?
Yes, please.
I thought it was dope for on the spot verse. It was good. Stayed on topic. You know what I'm saying? Also, shouted us out. On the 50th show. I liked it. I did like the 1600. That's 100 every 16 bars. I thought that was dope.
Okay, so you know what you're facing.
Hey man, like I said, man, I studied Here's what it is. A key to a good battle, right? I'll tell people this. A lot of the great MCs don't say much. They listen, they analyze the situation like Nas, and as opposed to Jay-Z. When the time comes, you will know.
And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, good night.
And I just wanted to close out with a video from this is an artist, man, I've been listening to. Like, I know we played him like for the past 2 weeks, but I'm gonna play him again. I'm gonna close out with Tim Hicks and the Dirty Church. And this is a joint called B Nard. Peace. See you next week. God bless you. Good night.
Yes.
Whatever made you think I could go on? I can't believe one word you say. Whatever made you think I could go on? I can't believe one word you say. Whatever made you
started coasting madness, the shrimp boat, Donald and Pat Hicks.
Whatever made
this one for Lil Man, Adrian, Peaches, Big Man, and Mad Mitch. On my Gary Clark, Stick Street, the bandstand, rolling up Marley, downtown Julie Brown. Kenny G had the repos, road trip, know just where he got it, but they raised me not to say the shit. You say it with me now. Georgetown, Alonzo, Chuck Brown, 58 before the condos. Saratoga, South Dakota, no Fargo, Suitland to Largo, Salters, Blanco, 5th Street, Gonzos, Fronto, Camacho, Hayes Point, where the dealers with the cars go, Dino's, Rios, before we had casinos, my uncle faced scars, Antonio Pacino, a little bass guy, made Lenny Mr. Free Throws, Silly Me, Timothy, Willie D, Ghetto B.O.I. Don't sleep on these streets, counting my sheep though, players ball, wade in the water like Rico.
Whatever made you think I could go on? I can't believe.
I'm getting sentimental.